Alright guys, so we got the 2-5 Pittsburgh Steelers coming in to the MetLife Stadium. They are at a 76 overall. We are at a 73. The 2-5 Steelers, I remind you, bottom of their division, not really playing for much, and Big Ben, I don't believe has played well. So I think we're looking to move to 6-2 today. We see Juju Smith has not really had a great season compared to AJ Green here. And of course, AJ Green only played a couple of games with us, but has really performed. Leonard Williams there compared to Cameron Hayward. And then we got Sam Darnold against Big Ben, and all in all, pretty well. They look pretty close, to be honest. We got Jordan Jenkins, but he is out for today, which is going to be a tough loss for us to a very good run defender for us. That's going to be tough to lose. And you see Bryce Love's stats there, almost 600 yards on the season. Has played really well for us. And let's get into our first moment here as we check in on third down here, and we see the Raiders down there, a team that's 5-1. I mean, man, John Gruden turning that puppy around. I don't think I like this, to be honest. Let's screw it. Oh my God! If Bryce Love was like slow, oh my, no way in heck we would have gotten that. But good first play there for Bryce Love, and he's already gotten a couple carries in this one. We're already back out here on third down. 3rd and 5 here, 3:39 left to go in the first. And looks like a cover 3 here. Let's see what Sammy D wants to bring out. And a air mails it to Robbie Anderson. Had him wide open, and a rough start for Darnold, as it looks like we're going to have to send out Jason Myers. 10-mile-per-hour wind here in MetLife, windy New York City. And that should be good to go here. Right through the uprights there for Jason Myers. And the Jets take a 3-0 lead here. Here we go. Big third down stop for us here. 3rd and 3. We really don't want to give this up here. Oh my, into double coverage to James Washington. What a throw by Roethlisberger. And that's in between Tremaine Johnson and Jamal Adams there. And we are actually going to come out here and try and stop him here. We're going to play this drive, or this little red zone attempt they got going for us here. And that'll end the first quarter. Looks like we're going to bring a little heat here. And let's just try and hold them to 3 here and get the offense back out there. All right, great job tackling him there from our defense. Great tackle there from Jamal Adams, our star safety. And I really think we do have a lot of building blocks moving forward. Quinnen Williams at defensive tackle looks to be a stud. You know, Michael Jackson Jr. has been a pick machine to this point in the season. And we still have a pretty decently young Avery Williamson. Leonard Williams still kind of young. So we do have a lot of pieces moving forward. I feel like on the defensive side we can build around. Offensively, we're just really young. To put it nicely, we're just young. And we're only going to get better with as the series progresses, so I'm pretty happy about that. It's a screen, and Mike Hilton, our big signing in the offseason, reads it beautifully to Connor there, and they are gonna be settling for a field goal. Big time stop there from Mike Hilton. Good thing we had him in the hard flats. And up and through there from the Pittsburgh Steelers kicker, Dustin Hopkins. And we are going to be taking over here on another third down. 3rd and 5 here for us. And that's AJ Green, but he drops one. And Darnold already with one interception. Man, this has been a tough game for our offense. And now our defense looks to be on the struggle bus here. 3rd and 6, though. We can get a big stop. Oh, man. I had all day to throw to Chris Hogan there. And that's a tough one for us to suffer through. As it looks, we might be giving up another big drive here. Our offense really needs to kick it in gear. And that single in the fullback, in the I formation here. And he will get about 4 yards there from Connor. And we are really struggling right now, to be honest.
We talk about being on schedule. I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing.
No frickin' way, man. Oh, I took it away for a second, but he got it open there to Peck. And we are down to touchdown here. And honestly, I usually do not do these 2-minute drives, but it looks as if our team is going to need it here. We are getting absolutely smoldered, I feel. I mean, it's only down 7, but it just is I feel like as the game, you know, we are getting just beat. We're going to look to get this ball to Robbie Anderson, hopefully get him open. And we got Robbie Anderson one-on-one with the linebacker. And Darnold overthrows him. Oh, man. 4 of 11 for 66 yards. Been a rough game for Darnold to this point.
I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. On 2nd and 10, Darnold.
And there's the Robbie Anderson. Got some space. And he's fighting for me. He wants that touchdown. And Darnold picking up some big yardage there. And we're going to hurry up to the line here.
First down now, but that clock rolling. Now a play fake here on first down.
Throws one to AJ Green there. And he's fighting for me. Man, our receivers are fighting. They want that yardage today, man. Looking good there from AJ Green. He's already up to 52 yards. And this one, AJ Green playing well, man. Are you kidding me? Oh my Lanta, dude. Let's go back and review that quick. Let's take it to the jumbo screen here, as we are going to be watching this throw from Sam Darnold. So we have audibled AJ Green into the quick slant here. And as you can tell by where the defense is going, it looks like a cover one scheme, and it gets open. You could see the window I'm trying to throw this ball into. Right there, boom. In between the J and the E. Should be a perfect throw. But instead, Darnold throws it like 5 feet and not where it needs to be thrown. And the computer all mad and triggers a pick animation for Joe Hayden where he goes Superman. This is retarded. Oh my god, man. It should have been thrown like 2 feet to the right. AJ Green's wide open, but instead this animation gets triggered here from Joe Hayden, and I'm just in disbelief right now. That interception should not be on Darnold right there. Holy heck, man. I'm getting screwed today. And looks like they were able to drive down the field after that turnover and get 3 to make this one a 6-point game, more than likely, unless we can get a nice block here. Nickerson not quite going to get around the edge there. Tough first half for us. Man, we got to really look to turn this one around. And we come out, move the ball pretty well. We're in a decent position right now.
Coming up in the third quarter, in this defense hoping to turn that third down into 4. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. And he gets it down to the 32.
And in a 10-point game, we're going to look to make it a touchdown game here. And we'll put it through. for Myers. We're going to really need our defense to get a stop for us here, get us the ball back. And we're going to come out here on third down. We really could use a turnover here. Oh, man. Come on, D. Let's go. Just over my head. Damn it, dude. And another touchdown there from the Steelers. Dude, we're getting blown the frick out. Damn it, dude. This team's frickin' 2 and 6. A little frustrated right now. Because we should at least be at 13. Because that... And then they shouldn't have even had the chance to score.
Throwing here on third down, Darnold eluding the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. 5 yards that time out.
It's disappointing, man. This game has been disappointing. To be honest, we airmail our first attempt on third down. Start the game. Oh, man, I'm just... Dude.
T.J. Watt in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Well, they were looking for a clutch play there on. Things are not looking good for this offense. 3-score game in the 4th. They need points quickly. And the Jets set to take the field. Darnold now to throw. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense.
Darnold is playing like a frickin' stupid. Bah.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold up.
But he trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive.
What? Cover 1, dude? Wasn't even cover 1.
For a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down.
Now that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
He's going to rifle one deep left. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. The 20, 10.
Jesus, that guy came out of nowhere to try and give me Tedrick Thompson.
New York. It's a third down situation in the 4th quarter. Time to see if this defense is up to the task.
And that'll do it. We lose 23-13. All right, let's get into the scorecard for this week. As the New York Jets visited the Pittsburgh Steelers in a rough game for Sam Darnold. 14 of 25 for 283 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Rough game for him this week compared to last week. He played really well against the Bengals. We got Bryce Love coming in with 15 carries for 61 yards. Only 1 catch out of the backfield this week. Another slow week. I mean, Robbie Anderson really was our spark with 4 catches for 152 yards and a touchdown. But I felt like, and the 2 turnovers really killed us. We couldn't really move the ball that well. And then we look at the Steelers here with Big Ben, 21 of 32, not bad for 251 yards, 2 touchdowns. James Conner's absolutely torched the Jets defense last week after shutting down Giovanni Bernard. I was really hoping that we continue this great run defense. And we're really going to be tested next week when we get the leading MVP candidate and just absolute beast, Ezekiel Elliott, coming in. Or no, we go to Dallas. And then the Pittsburgh Steelers are heading to Arizona. And that's our weekly game report. The Bengals head out west to San Fran in a disappointing fashion and continue their losing streak, losing to the 1-6 49ers. The Raiders lose a blowout game on the road in Detroit. Tampa loses in New Orleans. Jaguars lose in Tennessee. The Colts get blown out in Houston. The Vikings play the Cowboys close but ultimately lose. And in our first road win of the week so far, the Bills beat the Eagles 24-10 at home. And in the shocker of the week, the Rams lose 9-42 at Arizona, a team that had been lifeless for most of the season, finally steps it up and destroys the 7-0 Rams. The Packers, in a 1-point thriller, defeat the Falcons in a game that was probably the best game of the weekend. The Dolphins shockingly defeat the Chargers 39-35. Then we got the Browns and the Patriots, and the Browns fall by 10. And then in Monday night, we got the Redskins falling by 8 to the Chicago Bears. Some bye weeks this week for Carolina, Baltimore, Seattle, Denver, Kansas City, and the New York Giants. Alright, and on to the NFL standings of the AFC East and West. Out east, we got the Jets sitting at 5-3, coming off a loss to the Steelers. We got the Bills and Dolphins both sitting there at 4-4. And we got the Patriots sitting there at 2-6. And then a division where every single team has a tie, the Chiefs and Raiders sit atop of the division at 5-2-1. And then we got the Chargers at 3-4-1 and the Broncos at 2-5-1 to round out that division. Alright, and then in the AFC North and South, in the North we've got the Ravens sitting atop the division at 4-4. Then we got the Browns and Steelers bringing up the middle at 3-5, and the Bengals at the bottom at 3-6. This division's going to be a tough one to call here. I really think any of the top 3 teams can win this division. Out south, we've got the Texans sitting at 6-1-1, the Colts at 4-5, the Jaguars at 3-5-1, and the Titans coming in at 3-6. I think the Texans and Colts both have a pretty good shot at this division. I say the Texans are runaway favorites since they only have 1 loss, but the Colts are, you could bet on them to be a wild card squad. Alright, and that brings us to the NFC North and South, and atop the North we've got the Cowboys at 6-2, the Giants at 4-4, the Eagles at 3-5, and the Redskins at 3-5. I'd pretty much eliminate the Eagles and Redskins from this division. I might be wrong. I'm pretty sure the Cowboys are going to win it for sure. But the Giants, you could make a case as being a wild card contender. And then out south, we've got the Rams at 7-1 coming off a terrible loss to their in-division rival, the Cardinals. The Seahawks sitting there at 5-3 can make a run here. And then the 49ers at the bottom of the division, don't see them doing anything. And that brings us to our final set of standings here, as we've got the NFC North and South. Out north, we've got the 7-1 Packers running away with the division here. The Bears did go and add some depth at the trade deadline, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to push them over the top as division champs. The Lions also did add Dante Hightower, the league leader in sacks. The Vikings, I'm pretty much going to eliminate. It's a 3-way race. I think the Packers will win the division, but I see either the Bears or Lions maybe snagging up one of those wild card spots. Out south, we got the Saints starting to pull away with this division as the Falcons suffered a tough loss to the Green Bay Packers last week. The Saints coming in at 6-2, I feel are the division champs right now. Falcons, another wild card team. Buccaneers, I'm ready to eliminate. And the Panthers are a team that I could make a case for them making a run, but more than likely, this is about as far as they'll get. Alright, and we got our MVP rankings for Week 9. Still sitting at number 1 is Ezekiel Elliott, as he went over 1,000 yards 8 games into season, putting him on pace for over 2,000 and putting him on pace for over 32 touchdowns. This is an incredible. We get to play him this week, and let's just see if we can shut him down. And second, we got Phillip Rivers, 2,468 yards, 22 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and 66% completion percentage. And at third, we got D-Money Watson, or Deshaun Watson, for the Texans, coming in with 2,100 yards, 21 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and a 69% completion percentage. And our passing leaders for Week 9 come in as the exact same as last week, as Mariota increased his yards to 2,610. Our touchdown leaders stayed the same as Phillip Rivers, threw for 4 more and got up to 22. And Russell Wilson, who had a bye week, stayed at 70%, which keeps him in first place. And we might need to stop doing a rushing leaders and do where's Zeke at for the rushing leaders award, because my God, he's having a monster season. He's blowing everybody away in touchdowns, yards, and yards per carry. It's not even close. He's coming in at 1,053 yards, 16 touchdowns, and an insane yards per carry of 7.1, which means he's getting about 7 yards every time he attempts to a rush. That's incredible. Like I said, we get to play in Dallas this week. I'm looking forward to it. We're up for the challenge out there in New York. And so for our receiving leaders, this actually stays the exact same, except for Kelvin Harmon got 1 less catch than T.Y. Hilton, so unfortunately I had to drop him out for T.Y. But T.Y.'s having a monster year, most receptions, most yards at 765 yards and 57 receptions. Tyreek Hill, even on a bye, still holds a 2-touchdown lead over everybody else, so look for him to continue to run away with the touchdowns award. And so for our defensive leaders for Week 9, Miles Jack continues to hold a 15 to 20 tackle lead in the NFL through Week 9. He has played every game, so that will go down. His lead will go down, but he's still far and away running away with the tackles lead. 9 games in to have 90 tackles. That's insane. Then we move over to Dante Hightower, picking up one more sack last week, keeps him tied with Khalil Mack for the most sacks in the league. And Jack Rabbit still has the most interceptions, even though coming off the bye week from the Giants.